Hey guys, what's up? Dingo Crikey here with another figure review. This time we're going to be looking at Transformers Animated Deluxe Class Blurr. This figure was originally released in 2008 in the Transformers Animated Deluxe Wave 5 for the price of $9.99. And this review was suggested by users Alexander Cabrera and Beefatron Convoy. So here we have Blurr in his alternate mode, which looks to be a Cybertronian car of some sort, so bringing him for a closer look. There you can see the front, side, there's the back, other side, the bottom, and there he is from the top. Colors on this guy are pretty much, we have this sky or Arctic blue. We also have this sort of indigo or darker blue color in the front here, and then obviously we have red on the Elite Guard symbol. We do also have the taillights painted red back there. We have this sort of robin egg blue on the streaks on the side here, also on these upper line details, and on the rims of the would-be wheels as well. And then we also have some black. We have black on the wheels, and then we have this very shiny black used on the window of the car. As far as details, already covered some of the things, such as the rims, the Elite Guard symbol there. I guess we do have the translucent blue on the headlights, and tail lights back here are obviously not translucent, just painted red. Some other cool details. He does have rear view mirrors molded in there. Also, take a closer look at the wheel back here, as obviously it's a unique design, as it kind of only has the tire, not much of the actual wheel. So speaking on the overall design, the car from just about any angle has a very sleek shape to it, and especially from the side there, also really streamlined with the way this window folds back and just how flat the car is. I remember when this figure came out, a lot of people compared it to Cybertron Override, and it does look pretty similar. Should also mention we do have some rubber in this mode. The tips of these points are a pretty soft rubber, not nearly as soft as this little antenna back here, but you can just move around very, very freely. As far as the kibble and the bad bits, we do have this giant gaping hole in the back of the car. Not only is the head visible, but it's just a really big opening back there. Other than that, though, in regards to looks, I would say it's a pretty flawless vehicle. You know, we do have some cracks in the alternate mode, as we usually have with Transformers, but I would argue with this guy it does fit into the look a little bit better than it does with most figures. Even where his arm and his leg meet, it looks almost as if it was an intended line. So also, it's a really solid feeling alternate mode. Not only will you not have problems with it like coming apart and wobbling around, but it also has surprisingly a pretty durable feel as well. But as far as features or accessories, the one we do have is this saw feature. What you can do here is just press this button and this saw will flip out. You do have to have him lifted from the ground when you press it because it kind of springs out. Nevertheless, once it is out, he can still roll and all of that. And speaking of that, get into his next feature, and that is the roll feature, which for being such a speedster in the show, roll feature doesn't actually work out all that well on this guy, and I don't think it's a problem with the front wheels or exactly kibble getting in the way. Most people seem to attribute this to the way the back wheels are molded, as the outer parts of the tire do not move. It's only this middle section, and it doesn't seem to roll all that well. Here we have Blurr with some other Transformers Animated Deluxe Class figures. From top to bottom, we have Lockdown, Bumblebee, and Freeway Jazz. Here he is with two Combiner Wars figures, Voyager Class Battlecore Optimus Prime and Deluxe Class Sunstreaker. And here he is with two other renditions of his character, one from the Generations toy line, and the other from the Transformers Cybertron toy line. But that's about all for the vehicle mode, so let's get into this guy's transformation. And the first thing you want to do is remove this accessory. Now, what you're going to want to do here is take these pieces, pull them just a little bit to the side because it's double pegged in on these pointy parts, and then also pull up as this piece pegs into those little holes right there. Move the accessory to the side. And next what you want to do is take these pieces back here. Once again, we're pulling them away from the body of the car. And to get them out of the way, we'll just bring down what will become the knees for now. And now we can take this little flap here, just get that out of the way too. And the next thing you want to do here is see these indigo pieces. you want to get your fingernail in there and pull them away from the light blue parts, hence separating the legs from the arms. And now, you can see we have the hands down here. You have to remove them from their connection to the robot body. Next, we want to take the arms. They're up on these pieces, and just bring them up into the body. And we'll rotate them around at the same time. And we won't connect them just yet because we're going to have to finish the legs first. What you want to do here is just bring the legs down, like so. Try to show it a little bit better with this one. You can see we have this piece here. Bring it forward, and then downward like so. And you want to just take the majority of the leg and turn it like that. And now we can fix the arms, push them into place. And while we're here, may as well rotate them at the elbows, kind of loosen them up here too. There you go. And why not turn his head around as well? So we'll finish up with the feet. What you want to do here is just rotate them around like so. Then you want to separate the toes from the little heel in the back there. And I want to make sure those are both going to lay flat, kind of situated. And there we have Deluxe Class Blurr in his robot mode. And let's bring him in for a closer look. Pull his arms down. And first, give a quick body scroll. There you can see the legs. Slowly scrolling up, give you a look at all of the details. Here, give a good look at his face so you can see he has those big, heavy black outlines around his eyes. He also does have light piping in his eyes, but where the light comes through is not through the back of the head. It's actually through these pieces up here, so kind of an interesting detail. He also has this antenna thing up here. There we have the figure from the front. There he is from the side, the back, the other side, the bottom, and there he is from the top. The color scheme on the robot mode is pretty much the same, though we can see in the face there we do now have some white. We also have a little bit more translucent blue, but overall same colors, just a bit of a different distribution. As far as details go, already kind of talked about the head, but one thing I did want to show is from the side you can see his head has a very unique shape, as the main part of the head is even at a slant, but then the very top it goes back even more into that point. As far as some other details, you can see the chest does jut out a little bit there, and we obviously have the Elite Guard symbol on the chest as well, and we can see his hands there. They are indeed detailed, but they're fisted in such a way that he can't hold any accessories, unfortunately. Most of the details on this guy are painted, but especially in regards to the black paint, it almost looks like they're separately molded pieces. I think they did a really nice job at giving it a natural flow. As far as any kibble or bad bits, in this mode, I feel like really anything is nitpicking. I mean, the most kibble we have is probably this flap in the back here. Some other things, maybe some people would complain about the screws, though, you know, we get those with most Transformers. And then we do have the arms being kind of cuffed in these, where they really can't come out from that back piece. That does bother me a little bit. Nevertheless, I feel kind of like anything is really nitpicking. Now let's get into articulation. As you can see on this leg, we can bring the leg forward. You can also bring it backwards really nicely. If you get the arms out of the way, you can bring the leg out. Just about that part is prohibited a little bit, but it's on a ball joint, so you have a pretty good range of motion there. Then at the knee, you can make about an exact 90-degree angle. And what you also have on this guy is toe and heel articulation, as these little pieces are on ball joints, so they can swivel back and forth, go all the way around, up and down, as they're on a hinge there as well. You know, hinge can go back and forth like so. Then on the ball joint, it can go all the way around, bring it up forward like that. On the left leg, it's technically the same, but as you have probably noticed, the left leg is very, very loose on my version of the figure. When you bring it back like that, it's fine. Bring it forward and it just wants to keep falling back. Well, I guess if you bring it that forward, it's fine. I do believe this is a problem the figure came with. And not to this extent, though. This figure didn't really have much playware. I think my brother used it in like one Transformer stop motion fight. That was really about it as far as playware, and the figure's been transformed just a few times. Even that, though, I think it had wear and tear on the joint. As you can see, I'm sure there are some fixes for that. I just haven't got around to doing it. I probably will eventually want to try it out for the this guy. Anyways, hopefully it's just my copy, but let's look at the other articulation. So you can see the upper arms can go all the way around here. They are in a ball joint. With the way the socket's constructed, they do have some limited in-out articulation. We actually have 2 points of articulation sort of at the elbows. One way you can go around like this, stops about there, and then you can also bring it forward about that far. Then at the ball joint here, you can rotate the elbow. Technically all the way around, you will have a little bit of problem with that piece there. Then you can bring the elbow forward about 90 degrees, and it doesn't go back, no wrist swivel. As far as the head goes, we can rotate the head all of the way around. Kind of like the upper arms with the way the socket is. It is restricted a little bit, but can make him look up, look downward just a little bit. As far as accessories in this mode, we do have this piece from the vehicle mode. What we can do here is take this peg here and just plug it into the hole by his hand. And what you do here for the gimmick is same in vehicle mode, push down on the square and the saw will flip out. I'll give you guys a close-up look at the saw. Doesn't really detract from the figure in any way, in my opinion. Not the coolest weapon, but I guess it's cool that they included one. Here he is with some other Transformers animated figures. From left to right, we have Voyager class Megatron, and then Deluxe class Bumblebee, Freeway Jazz, and Lockdown. Here he is with 2 Combiner Wars figures, Voyager class Battlecore Optimus Prime and Deluxe class Sunstreaker. And here's a comparison with, from left to right, Classics Voyager class Optimus Prime, Generations Deluxe class Blurr, and Cybertron Deluxe class Blurr. So, final thoughts, as far as my personal opinions go, this figure is one of the coolest ones in the Transformers animated line, and is really an example of what the line was at its best. He's an homage to a Generation 1 character, but he has a very different and exaggerated look for that character, and within that look just has a ton of personality. Made every part of him skinny, gave him a really cool aesthetic. He also looks pretty show accurate. Maybe he's a little bit more slender, he might have had a little bit more bulk in the show. Fundamentally, the toy functions really well, has nice articulation, you can get him into some cool poses, feels really good. Honestly, my only problem is with my personal copy having that loose left leg. Outside of the gap in the back of the vehicle, the car is incredibly cool looking. In both modes too, has a really cool color scheme. Manages to keep a consistent color scheme with using I think a good variety of colors and paint placement. Now, as much as I personally like this figure, I will be a little bit weary with recommendations, for the simple fact that at the point of this recording will probably cost you between $60 to like $110, which for most people is going to be a lot of money for a deluxe class figure. However, I have seen used versions of the figure sold for a much cheaper price of around like $32. In a case like this, I may actually recommend going with the used figure, well, not just because of the price, but also because the seller may include information of whether or not the leg is loose, or maybe you can contact them and ask them about that. You're looking to go back and get some cool Transformers, I would definitely recommend this guy. If you like the looks of this figure, I don't think you would be disappointed. As far as Transformers animated figures, he's one that I would personally recommend in regards to the fact the look turned out well, the figure feels to be quality. If you like the character of Blurr, I would think this is a must-buy for him. True, he is one of the more different looking Blurs, but I feel like he's a good characterization of the character and manages to be very unique while homaging that character. Anyways, I'll wrap up my drooling over this figure here. Ultimately, I hope this review helped you guys, and I want to thank you guys who suggested this video, and anyone who's watching it. You can keep up with the channel for more future Transformers figure reviews. Anyways, that's all I have to say for now. Thanks for watching, stay tuned, and have a good one, guys. I'll see you soon.